Joyce from Moore's Patch of Heaven Homestead, and today we are in the kitchen of the tiny cottage. For those of you that are new, I know we have quite a few new subscribers. We are transitioning from a 3-acre homestead to 30 raw acres of land where we are going to build our new homestead. So right now we are staying in our friend's little cottage while closing takes place on our 30 acres. And the reason for that was our house sold very quickly and we had our eyes on 20 other acres, which ended up the day of closing, the guy decided he didn't want to sell. So we were homeless and our sweet friends let us stay with them. So this is where we're at. And yeah, it really is working well. So today I have these wonderful pie pumpkins that we got at a pumpkin patch, and I'm going to show you how to make bake this and make fresh pumpkin puree, and from that we are going to make pumpkin bread. And the pumpkin bread that we make, I have heard, is over the top moist. It's something that I have been doing for many years, and every time I bring it somewhere, they have to have the recipe. So watch this and you will get this recipe. Anyway, a pie pumpkin, the flesh of a pie pumpkin is much thicker than like a jack-o'-lantern. So this is what you want to get, is a real nice sweet, I think they call them sweet babies is what they call them. And it's heavy because it has a lot of flesh. So I'm going to attempt to cut this in half. Jedediah already cut off the stem. So here goes. And so, yeah. Okay, they are very, very thick, like I said. So I'm gonna attempt to cut it in half and show you how we are gonna bake this. Let's see if I can find where I was at. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. We'll get it in half yet. There we go. Okay, here we go. Yeah, these are quite thick, so it's a lot harder than cutting a jack-o'-lantern. And I'm going to show you the inside. Okay, so you can see that the rim here is a lot thicker, not a lot thicker, but thicker than a jack-o'-lantern. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hollow this all out, take all the seeds. We save all of that because pumpkin seeds are delicious and they're very, very good for you, actually. Something that you want to incorporate. High in zinc. So very, very good. So I'm going to attempt to take all of this out, and then I'm going to show you how I am going to put it in the oven. Okay, so I cleaned out both sides of the pumpkins, and I got a good amount of pumpkin seeds, and I wanted to tell you what pumpkin seeds are good for. I had to write it down because there's a lot of information, but it's, first of all, it's chock full of nutrients. High in fiber. It's good for prostate and bladder issues. It is good to lower your blood sugar, and it helps with the risk of certain cancers, to lower that risk. Did I say high in magnesium? Yes, I did. Reduces, okay, I did put high in antioxidants. There's a lot of information. I get excited. Just have to share it with you. Heart health. And can help improve your sleep. So eating the pumpkin seeds is so amazing. And inside the pumpkin seed, inside the shell, it's green. It's a green seed. You can buy them like that at the health food store. I would suggest start eating them because they are so good for you, for men and women alike. So don't ever throw these away. They are very, very beneficial. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to lay these face down on a cookie sheet, and then I'm going to just put water, just a little bit of water. So what's going to happen is these are going to steam, and that is then going to cook these, and you'll know they're done when you can prick a fork through them. So it's going to take a while, a good hour, I'd say, because the flesh is so thick and you want that completely soft, so you can scoop it all out, and I will then stick it in the blender and I will puree it, and then we're going to be making pumpkin bread in our cans. Yes, it's going to be the neatest thing if you've never done this before. It's so much fun because you end up with this cute little loaf that is perfect for gifts, and you can do the smaller cans if you want to give them away or take them somewhere. We are having a harvest party this weekend, so pumpkin bread is a must-have for our harvest party. So I'm going to be making some, and I just want to take you all along and kind of show you how it's done if you've never done it with fresh pumpkin. It is so simple, it's cheap, and if you've grown these in your garden, there's no need to get a can. You can just make it ahead, and what I usually do is if I have a bunch like this, I will freeze the pulp in like a Ziploc bag or something and then take it out, stick it in some warm water, and it kind of softens it up, and you are good to go with your pumpkin puree for pumpkin pie, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pancakes, muffins, whatever. But anyway, I'm going to stick this in there. I'll bring you all back and show you once this is done, and how we prick it and how we scoop it out, stick it in the blender, and go from there. Okay, the pumpkins come out of the oven. As you can tell, it's sunk in here. I'm going to show you how I can insert the knife like that, and it comes out clean on both of them. That means that it is completely done and cooked. So I'm going to let it cool off a little bit, scoop the pulp out, and stick it in the blender, and I'll show you how that's done. And I want to show you how the pumpkin seeds are all nicely done as well. You can eat it just like it is, or you can get the inside out. Our kiddos love to eat it like this because we put salt on it. So either way, they are good. Eat them. They're so good for you. Okay, this is what it looks like. All cooked up, or I should say baked. It's nice and soft. I'm going to show you how it just kind of comes off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop this out and stick it in the blender. I need 15 ounces, so about 2 cups. And I'm going to make that into a puree. And I'm going to add that to our dry ingredients of flour, baking soda, spices, and sugar. And I'm going to then add the wet ingredients of the eggs and the pumpkin, and I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to show you what it looks like once I stick it in the blender and how we blend that up. Okay, here is the puree. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I always wonder about the stuff in the can that you get in the store. It's so much darker. I wonder if they add food coloring, because this is really the color of the pumpkin. So this is kind of, you know, lighter than what you would see in the can, but look at that, yummy. Okay, so now I'm going to add my wet ingredients to the dry ingredients and our eggs, and then I'm going to stick them in the can and we're going to bake them. So 2/3 cup of water. I don't have my mixer here, so this is all going to have to be done by hand, but that's okay. I have 3/4 cup of avocado oil. You can use whatever oil you prefer, but better oil makes a better product. This is 2 cups, or they say 15 ounces. I'm making 2 cups, and adding a little bit more will never hurt. Just makes it that much more moist, and that's what we're all about here, is making this not banana bread, sorry, I've got bananas on the brain, this pumpkin bread very, very moist, because that's what sets it apart from any other, is the fact that it is so amazingly moist. 4 large eggs. These are farm fresh eggs, but store-bought work as well. And these are nice and big eggs. Okay, so let the fun begin. A mixer makes this so much easier, but you know how they do it years ago? They mixed by hand. So I'm gonna mix this and I'll bring you back when it's done. Look at that yumminess, it's all incorporated. Took a little bit of work. You know, think about how they used to do it years ago when they didn't have these hand mixers. Boy, these women had strong arms. We are spoiled nowadays. So anyway, this has been mixed. I'm going to stick it in our cans that have been well greased. I've sprayed them. Usually I don't spray anything. I don't usually use spray, but because I'm using these cans, we have to spray them, or you can oil them yourself with, you know, a little brush and oil them if you want to do it that way. That way they come out and don't stick. So let's hope that's the case. Sometimes they get a little stuck, but for the most part, they usually will slide out pretty good. So let's fill these. Okay, the cans are filled. You only want to fill them halfway That gives them room to set up, and usually they will set up so nicely and come up over the top and kind of make a cute little dome. So these are ready. They're going to bake at 350 for about 50 to 55 minutes, maybe not quite that long. These are smaller cans, so probably not as long. This one may need a little bit longer, but about 50 minutes. Pumpkin bread always seems to take a while, so I'm going to stick those in there, and I will bring you back when these yummy things are done. Okay, I wanted to show you that I got about 3 more cups of pulp from that one pie pumpkin that cost $2. I've got all this yummy goodness for the chickens that's left, the skin. So not only, and look at how much batter I still have left. So I'm going to be making muffins with that. So not only did I get 3 loaves of pumpkin bread, I'm going to get at least that many muffins, if not more. I got 2 to 3 more cups of pulp left, and then yumminess for the chickens, all from one pumpkin. So guys, for $2, that is pretty good to think that we got almost 5 cups of pulp. So you might give it a try. I know the canned stuff makes it easier, but it tastes so much better when you do it with fresh. You all have to give it a try. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this in the muffin tins, and we're going to get this all ready for the oven. Okay guys, the muffins and the bread is done. Unfortunately, the ones in the smaller can, I did not realize there's a lip on here, and so the bread expanded and therefore will not come out nicely like the big one did here. Again, the good, the bad, and the ugly, we're going to show it to you all. These ones came out simply amazing. Look at those. They are so delicious. We already tried one. And this, of course, came out amazingly. So I should have realized, and I didn't even think about it, because the cans that I had, that I used, of course, everything we have in storage, so I used these ones not thinking that this lip, I didn't even think about that, but the lip, it made it so that as it expands, it does not come out the same size. So it was having a hard time coming out, whereas I'm going to show you the other can, stuck it in the sink. This can does not have that ring around it as that one does. So this one came out with no problem at all. This one wants to come out, but it's getting stuck. So when you're doing this, think about that. Make sure you get a can that doesn't have that ring or that lip around it, because then it's going to be really hard to get it out. So we'll dig it out. Just won't look pretty like this one. But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. You know, we are being honest. We show you everything. So sometimes things don't work out. We want you to know about that so that you can learn from our mistakes. Anyway, these beautiful pumpkins, as you can see, we used one about this size. It made all of these muffins, this bread, and another one that crumpled up, so I'm not going to show you that one. And I have about 3 cups of pumpkin puree left in the freezer for pumpkin pie. So you too can do this. Stop buying the cans. If you can, you know, try it yourself. If not, you know, the cans are available. There's never a problem with that, but I want you to taste the difference. There is such an amazing difference when you taste what real pumpkin tastes like. So anyway, I hope you'll give it a try. I'm going to have the recipe in the description box below. I'm going to end for now. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. We hope that you're enjoying our videos. Stay tuned, because there's going to be all kinds of new exciting things coming up. And again, for those that have not subscribed, we ask that you please do so. It really helps our channel to grow. We love you, and we will catch you on the next one. God bless you.